Hi guys, welcome back and happy International Scrapbook Day weekend to you. Today I am going to work on the Citrus Twist Color Palette Challenge. I'm going to do that in my traveler's notebook. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will leave the link below to the Citrus Twist Facebook fan page. They are running a whole bunch of competitions over the next few days, whole bunch of challenges. This one is the color palette, which you can see on the right hand side of my screen here. This is the color palette that I have to work with, and it is perfectly aligned to the Crave kit, which is what I'm going to work with today. So I've got a bunch of little embellishments from the Crave mini kit. I also have a bunch of printables from the digital collection, which you know I love, so of course you're going to see it again. And I'm going to make this page super simple. There's obviously a lot of challenges and whatnot on this weekend, so I just wanted to do something really quick in this notebook. It's my favorite place to do these quick little challenges. Now I have started with a full page photo, so this is 4 1/4 by 8 1/4 inches. I think it aligns really nicely to that color palette. There's a lot of green in there. You know I struggle with green, but it works really well with this kind of color palette. I know a lot of you are in spring. I am in autumn. I think this color palette is perfect for autumn, and so my little garden party photo here works nicely. Now I've just printed that on the same paper that I have printed all of my other printables, which is the Canon matte photo paper, and it printed the photo beautifully. Now I'm just going through a bunch of the die cut ephemera. I have got pulled out a few journaling cards. I'm going to use this little green scalloped grid. I really loved it. It's got more of a kind of tealy green, which you know is more of my jam. And I also picked out one of the Traveler's Notebook papers. This is kind of a peachy, orangey kind of stripe. I just thought it looked really nice with the photo, kind of a nice opposition to the green. So I'm going to use both of those, and I'm just going to layer them up really simply with a couple of die cuts and a chipboard piece. So before I start sticking everything down, I'm just going to quickly whip over here. I used a pencil to kind of mark out where I want my journaling, and then I'm just going to run that journaling card straight through my typewriter, making sure to avoid the spaces that I've marked out with my very light pencil line, and then I will erase those pencil marks and I can start adhering stuff down. Now I do love a good challenge, and a color palette challenge is not one I've really taken on before, which was why I was so keen to do it. My kind of interpretation of this is that you definitely don't need to use all of the colors on this color palette. There are a lot of colors there, so maybe just pick out 2 or 3 of your favorites and work with that, or if you really want to challenge yourself, pick out 2 or 3 colors that you don't normally work with and try and create a layout with this. I don't use a whole lot of orange and green, and so I really did kind of enjoy the challenge of maybe making this layout a little bit more autumnal than I normally would have picked out. I'm definitely normally erring towards the pinks and teals, so orange and green isn't too far off that, just enough that I end up with a page that I really enjoyed the challenge of. Before I started adhering everything down here, I did take that journaling card over to my sewing machine and stitched around the edges. I love doing something like that when you're working with digitals. It kind of just gives it a much more real feel. I don't know, it adds a little bit of texture. It just makes it look a little bit more handmade and a little bit less digitally printed. It's just one of those quirky things I kind of really like to do, especially when I'm working with digitals. I mean, I stitch all the time, but especially when I'm working with digitals, I try to add some sort of texture in here. So I've got the stitching around my journaling card, I've got my little chipboard sticker. All of that helps the layout stop feeling too flat. While I'm talking about chipboard, I will just mention that the chipboard in this little mini kit, it's beautiful for traveler's notebooks. It's not too thick. It's got lovely white cardstock instead of that kind of brown chipboard. It's just, mwah, love it, chef's kiss. I decided to add one more little embellishment down on the bottom right of my photo, just a little quote there, and I'm adding a few little puffy stickers to draw your eye from the bottom of the photo to the top where my journaling is, just to balance out everything really nicely. I was thinking about adding a couple more florals, but actually I'm just going to leave it how it is and move on with the next challenge. I hope you are having a fantastic scrapbooking day. I hope you have grabbed some crafty time for yourself, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to head over and check out the Facebook page for Citrus Twist and join in all the challenges. Hey, thanks for watching today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to leave a couple of videos here for you. Otherwise, I'll see you again really soon. Bye.